read 7 books in November. I read some absolute gems this month, and you guys know the drill. I have to tell you guys about them, so let's get into it. First off, I read L'Humain by Fonfon, and she's a French author. You guys, it was so good. It follows Rose, and she is a 19-year-old girl, and she is very within herself. She's introverted. She really doesn't like being seen. She likes living in her own little bubble. And she meets a guy named Iris who basically sparks this life within her. She feels seen. She starts to open up. This is a beautiful love story, but it is very much so more a self-discovery story. It is a book about humanity. It takes place in Paris, but also explores the Greek islands. I got to read it in Paris, and it was so magical. It genuinely sparked something within me. I felt so connected to Rose. I felt so seen. I felt like I completely understood her, and it was such a special experience to read. I got to meet the author. Fonfon is now an incredibly close friend of mine, and this book is just as special as her. I literally couldn't recommend it more, guys. Next is The Price of Freedom by Nadèle Leon, and absolutely fell in love with this book. This book is sponsored. I am so incredibly happy to share this story with you guys because it is that incredible. It follows a 6-year-old girl named Sana who is forced to flee with her family from Iran due to various threats on their safety. So they flee to Turkey and find asylum in Sweden. This is a story of her and her family finding their new identity in Sweden, all as individuals, as a family together. This story follows the challenges of growing up and trying to blend different cultures and how hard it can be on your self-identity, your family identity. It's about how families can grow together but change across severe trauma that never really leaves you. This is Sana's story of being a child of migration as well as her parents and her brother, and I felt very connected to Sana. My family's from a different countries. Having very strong cultural roots can be a struggle sometimes when put in different environments. I really loved Sana, and I absolutely love this story. I'm so grateful to have read it. Next book is Three Women by Lisa Taddeo, and guys, a must read. Like, seriously. This is a true story about 3 different women's sex lives. It follows 3 very different American women, Lena, Maggie, and Sloane. It follows Lena, a homemaker and mother of 2, who is in a marriage that has lost all passion. It follows Maggie, a 17-year-old high school student who connects with her English teacher who is married. Lana Sloane, who is gorgeous, confident restaurant owner. She is married to a man that likes to watch her have sex with other men and women. This book is about female desire. It's uncovering all of the different complexities and inequalities within it. You must read, especially for women, but men too. Like, pick this up and read this. 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, next is Rust and Wildflowers by Craig Dooley. Another 5-star read. It was so beautiful and heartbreaking and heartwarming. I cried so much. This is sponsored. I've been waiting to tell you guys about it. This story follows a girl named Molly. Her mother dies. She has a very abusive father. She meets Henry, who has lost his mom. He moves back home. They spark something within each other that is so genuine and so beautiful, both coming from a troubled past, having so much pain, but seeing each other as they are. They create this beautiful connection. This is an age gap story. When I first was reading it, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. By the end of this book, I was like, I love them so much. It's so genuine and real love. And the end just had me crying. Like one of those books you finish and it means so much that you just like stare at the wall crying for like 20 minutes. That's what this was. It was that good. Craig, you are an incredible writer. Please, please, please write more books. Would love to read them. Next is A Bookshop of One's Own by Jane Chamelli. I love this book so much. The true story of how Jane opened the Silver Moon Bookshop in London in the late 90s, a feminist bookshop that was opened in a time of extreme misogyny and homophobia. This is all about her bookshop, her business, how this bookshop became to be one of the biggest women's bookshops in all of Europe. You learn so much about history, about feminism, how this bookshop was involved in the women's liberation movement. It's a story about the love of books, the love of womanhood, politics, love, celebration of women, a true testament of how powerful and amazing and smart and everything that we are, and I just adored it. Next, I read Men Who Hate Women by Laura Bates, and this was a groundbreaking mind-blowing read for me. It really explores extreme misogyny, that movement, and how it affects every single one of us, men and women. She deep dives into how this shows up online and exposes a movement of thousands of men online who are wishing and promoting and teaching violence against women. Talks about how this extreme ideology can be seen in our mainstream media, our government, how it can trickle down from the top. Provides interviews and statistics. You will learn so much. She also uncovers the men who are fighting back from this. For anyone who believes and wants equality for women, you need to read this. It is a very necessary read. Okay, last I read Macta by Paulo Coelho. I've actually read this before, but I reread it because I had an itch for his writing. I've read so many of his books, and this one is right up there. This is a collection of stories that talks about the experience in the human condition. It is writing that embodies self-reflection and transformation. There are different little stories and pieces of wisdom on each page that are such wise perspectives about humanity. This book always makes me feel so grateful and so full of love. If you need a little book of wisdom and a pick-me-up, read this. Okay, friends, those are all of the books that I read in November. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you guys for always listening to me yap about my books. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video.